Hi everyone, this is Rishabh Chatterjee and in this video I will be speaking about behavioral type interview questions, what can be asked. So it's like a question bank video where we'll be covering all the topics that can come under behavioral type of questions. Stay tuned and let's take a look at the examples topics one by one. Initiative. Talk about a time when you had to go above and beyond to get a job done. How did you handle this? Have you ever worked on a difficult assignment with few or no resources? What did you do and what was the result? Describe a time when you saw a problem at work and created a solution for it. Has there ever been a project that was implemented because of the work you did? Integrity. Talk about a time when it was difficult to be honest. How did you handle it? Was there ever a time when you weren't honest at work? What happened? Tell me about a time when you found out that a coworker was doing something wrong. What did you do? Interpersonal skills. Describe a time when you worked with others who did not work well together. How did you handle this? How did you handle working with a difficult team member? Tell me about the worst customer or coworker you have encountered. How did you deal with them? Leadership. Talk about a time when you were in charge of a project. How did it go and what would you do differently? Have you ever had difficulty getting others to accept your ideas? What was your approach and were you successful? Describe a time when you had to change your leadership style to achieve the impact you desired. Management. How many people have you supervised? If we talk to them, what 3 things would they say about your managerial style? Describe a situation where a member of your team was not performing up to expectations. How did you handle it? Problem solving. Give an example of how you gathered information to solve a problem. How did you analyze the information and reach a decision? Tell me about a time when you solved a problem in a unique way. What happened? Teamwork. How do you turn people who work for you into a team? What has worked and what hasn't? Describe a time when you worked with someone who did things very differently from you. How did you complete the job? Time management. When you schedule out your workload, how do you prioritize tasks? Talk about a time when you had multiple projects simultaneously. How did you handle the workload? Was there ever a time where you fell behind on a project? What did you do? So that was the complete information about the topics for behavioral type interview questions. So previous video we took a look at few of the topics. In this video we covered rest of it. Now you might be thinking at this point that Rishabh, so many topics, so many questions. How do I prepare this, man? Like I'm like completely overwhelmed with this much information. What to do now? How am I going to answer this? Because you have told only questions. How to give the answer for this, man? I'm confused. Not to worry. In the next set of videos, we'll be taking a look at the questions, topics one by one in detail and seeing the example answers so that when you are making your own answers, you don't have much difficulty. So we'll be taking a look at details one by one. But in this video, I wanted to make sure that you know how many topics are there. You can set your mind. You are already prepared that these are the topics that can come. So that now you know complete information about the topics and questions that can come. Now one thing you might be having question is that Rishabh, some questions they were asking co-worker about company. Now I have not worked anywhere before. This is my first job. I'm a fresher. So how will I answer those questions? So not to worry, the interviewer knows that you are a fresher, so that person won't ask you like, how did you work with the co-worker or how was your co-worker during this team? So they will ask in your college when you are working in a team, how did you handle your friends, or in your team members, when your friend was telling this, how would you handle that situation? So they will tweak it accordingly. So you have to just think that if you were in that situation, let's say in college, then how will you answer that question? So not to worry, in the upcoming videos, we'll be taking a look at the examples one by one. So stay tuned. And if you found this video useful, please do click on the like button so that this video reaches more people. Subscribe to the channel, press the bell icon. Follow us on Instagram at @EdYoda, EdYoda. That is it for today's video. See you again in the next one. Till then, bye bye.